You have a very strong soul, spiritual, mystical connection with the sacred island of Patmos in Greece, okay? So this is very specific, not going to be for everyone. This is very past life connected to past lives. I'm hearing multiple, and then I'm hearing many. Multiple, for some of you guys, multiple, for some of you guys, many incarnations where you have consistently had a connection with Greece, with the Greek islands, with the ocean there, like the land there. But very specifically today, like a half hour ago, I got this random message about this connection with Patmos, with this island. Now, this island is very sacred, and I tuned in. I know nothing about this except for like its connection with John the Saint, John the Disciple, the Gospel of John, and the Book of Revelations from the Bible. Like, that's how I've heard of Patmos, but I know nothing about Patmos. So the fact that this came in, it was, like I said, random, but not random at all, because for who this is for, you must be like remembering or reconnecting. There's resonances taking place, like things that resonate, and it's very much past life. It could be also very biblical, like lifetimes connected to these periods of time, which is hundreds of years. You know what I mean? Like, it's not just like one little era. It's something that was span over hundreds of years, thousands of years ago. Okay, so Patmos is, so then I was like, my higher self said, Google Patmos, but don't just Google about Patmos, like, because what's going to show up is just very generic stuff. Google, I was called to specifically Google Patmos being, because I saw it immediately. I was like, oh my God, this island is a powerful vortex. It's a portal. It's a place that runs directly, like the ley lines, the dragon energy, the ley lines run right beneath and like through this part of Greece, this sacred island, this sacred isle, okay? So let's get into more of this message. I Googled that, specifically Patmos energy vortex, and then I got like some stuff that other people have channeled and talked about, connected with Patmos, and they were saying, it confirmed for me what I saw and felt too, about it being this portal and energy vortex, and basically being a very powerful sacred place of higher consciousness. That is how John the disciple was able to write what he wrote, etc. Okay, it was because he was in a much higher consciousness, he was channeling from much higher dimensions. Okay, I'm also getting like, but some of what was wrote was divine, and some of what was wrote was from the ego. Okay, so I don't know. Don't come at me like, I don't know. I'm just channeling what's coming through. But for you guys who I'm channeling for, your connection is strong in the way that I literally have, like, you've traveled there, you've gone there. For some of you guys, it's Greece in general, like I said. Like, this is where you lived. Some of you were farmers. Some of you were weavers, farmers, different things of that nature, like low-key, kind of regular, mundane, everyday life. But you've also had lifetimes, or your ancestors have had lifetimes, where you practiced high alchemy. High alchemy with magic. Priestess, priestesses of Greece, priestesses of the old ways, healers of the old ways. That's like literally what I'm getting, is like the old ways. Your heart is very connected to Greece. Your heart is very connected to the energy there, and your soul is very connected. And so if you're like someone who's always resonated like that, then this is absolutely your message. Yeah. So Spirit is like, yeah, this is a time where they are remembering more and more and more of this. So this is your confirmation. This is a like answered prayer. Like some of you guys are like literally asking your spirit guides, like, please show me a message, a reading about my gifts, about my remembrances, about the dreams I'm having, about the synchronicities and messages I'm getting about past lives connected with Greece and Patmos and these sacred sites and other places around the world. Like, give me a confirmation. And so they're like, this is your confirmation. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead. I pulled this deck out, and this is a past life energy kind of deck that I created like years ago. So I'm just gonna pull out some messages here. So they call Patmos the blessed island, and it's sacred, and the energy there is sacred. Like, even just tuning in with it, I can feel my energy more elevated connecting to that place. It's like a buzzing. There's like a buzzing in the energy of it's like vibrating, like the energy in the air, like the air in Patmos, on the island of Patmos, it literally vibrates. So when I Googled Patmos, I also was like seeing pictures of it, and it's absolutely freaking gorgeous, like stunningly beautiful. And Patmos seems to be like the island in Greece. It's like the same as like Kauai in Hawaii, meaning like you have the islands of Hawaii, but like they become touristy, overpopulated, like touristy. But the state of Hawaii, like you go to the island of Kauai, and Kauai is very not touristy. Like they purposely are keeping it like, you know, more I can't think of the word right now, but like more isolated, away from that touristy hustle and bustle, busy kind of vibe that the other islands carry. That's like Patmos in Greece. Patmos is like, there's development there. There's a lot of history there, like an 11th century monastery, like dedicated to Saint John the Apostle. Like there's so much history and memory in this island, but they have completely kept it like pretty isolated away from the big touristy stuff that Greece has going on. And there's a reason for that. Same thing why they keep Kauai, because for me, all the Hawaiian islands are very Lemuria, obviously. But Kauai is like something completely different. Like I said, like the energy buzzing and the magic and the healing properties, and it's very sacred. I feel the big island too has that of Hawaii, but like, anyways, now I'm getting off track. You guys catch my drift of what I'm saying, and that's the example that came through. Like Patmos is like Kauai. It's, you know, I'm seeing some of you guys, like, you traveled to Patmos, you heard okay, some of you guys, there was like a high level initiate spiritual training school on the island of Patmos. And some of you guys went there. You traveled by ship, or you traveled like through the land to get to this place. What I'm seeing is some of you guys stayed, like you studied there for years. And if it's not Patmos specifically, it might just be Greece. Like you resonate with past lives in Greece. Like I feel some kind of power when I tune in with Greece and the energy of that land and of the ocean, because like the Greek islands, etc., like the ocean, you feel different energies in different sacred places or in different lands and different, like you might go to Sedona and the energy feels very different than like Kauai, or you might go to Mount Shasta and the energy is like powerful, but it feels different than Sedona. Like, and the reason being is because the energy vortexes, they like work with the elements, okay? So when you go to places like Greece or Patmos, where it's predominantly surrounded by water, or Kauai or Hawaiian Islands or etc., any islands basically, the main element there that is connecting with the vortex energy is water element, and earth with the water and land, right? And then of course the ether, right? And so the water acts like an amplifier to the ether energy, like to the ethereal energy. So that's what creates the vortex, especially in places like that, like stronger in the way of higher consciousness, okay? So when you go to these places to learn and to initiate into your spiritual journey, it's like amplified, beyond amplified, okay? Some of you guys might be called there. Some of you guys might be like, oh my God, right now, because you're literally like beside yourself that I'm saying all this, because you're like, I've always been called here. I've always wanted to go to Greece. I'm not Greek, right? Like, but I have a connection to Greece, like the Mediterranean, the Mediterranean Sea, even like, just even like other, like Portugal, Spain, etc. and so forth. Okay. Like, Italy, southern France, like you have a connection to these lands, and I'm getting these landscapes, but I don't know why I'm getting that. So anyways, going back to Patmos, let's go ahead and pull a couple cards here. And some of you guys were alive during the time of John, writing the Gospel of John, or maybe you were alive during certain biblical times. Many star souls here on earth right now, many of us were there in one way or the next. Like even our ancestors were there, like somehow, some way we have a connection to, really powerful points in history, basically. So the biblical times, right? And it's because we are wisdom carriers. We are code carriers, wisdom carriers, and we carry wisdom and remembrance and experience that a lot of other souls don't. So that's why we came back, because we're like, yeah, like all this stuff that's going down right now, we've witnessed this, we've been witnessing this for many, many lifetimes, for thousands and thousands of years, tens of thousands of years, hundreds of thousands of years. Like we've been seeing this, but we were around when the Roman Empire took root. We were around when, Constantine, after Yeshua was crucified, Emperor Constantine of Rome, like he literally made Christianity like the religion of all the religions and all the lands. Like that was the law, that was it. And that's when that really started taking root. In that form, it was false Christianity. It was not what Yeshua had been teaching. They twisted it up and misconstrued it, and then made it like this is what you have to practice, and this is how you worship, and this is what you put your energy into, nothing else. And so for some of you guys, you were around during like the time of Constantine, and maybe you were around before or after. Maybe you were around, because I think some of you guys had multiple lifetimes in Rome, but this is all very connected. Like some of you guys were high priestesses, and maybe you were even like in a position where you were a seer or something, and maybe they forced you to be an oracle for like, the elites or the very wealthy, or, because they did do that. They would take priestesses from other lands. They would have them like come by ship or travel by land. Like they would basically get them to come to, entertain and be the oracle and tell prophecies and predictions. And and all these things, you know. And was there a lot of fake stuff back then, like just people playing acts? And yeah, for sure. Like, but then there was the real priestesses too. So maybe some of you guys were priestesses of Greece, and the very wealthy, aristocratic, whatever you want to call it, of Greece at that time. They were very connected with people in Rome, and everyone was very, right? They knew, you know, like it was all kind of connected, even though it was very separate but connected. So I just feel like you have a lot of that connection. But I'm seeing you do a lot of ritual work on the ocean. I'm seeing like the beaches, like there's shells and rocks, and like you're standing barefoot on the beach, with the wind blowing, and you're like wearing like, I'm seeing women, so it's like longer, like soft but sheer, but like long, like scarvy, like dress type material dresses, but they're like blowing with the wind. I see this is like early in the morning. So you would do rituals at very specific times, and that still rings true to this day. Like you're an intuitive priestess, like meaning it's not like being a priestess doesn't mean, oh, I'm psychic, so I'm a priestess. Oh, I'm a medium, so that means I'm a priestess. That's not what being a priestess means at all. Walking the path of the priestess is about your spiritual journey. It is about coming back to unity and self, right? But it's about walking the path. It's about discipline. It's about learning. It's about education. It's about like connecting with your energy bodies and learning about your chakras and your energy vortexes, and like all these things go into being what a high priestess is. And then that's when she starts tapping into higher level alchemy, because she's been mastering that other stuff that I just mentioned, etc., right? So this is the kind of stuff that you went to Patmos to learn, okay? Oh my gosh, I realize we're running out of time because, okay, Hekate just came out. Okay, so you have a really strong connection with Hekate. Now, Hekate is, like she was known, Hekate is a Greek goddess. She's a Greek, like, powerful goddess of, that's funny that she came out. So a lot of you guys have a strong connection with Hekate. You're also sisters and brothers of the rose. So you travel to Patmos and to Greece from other lands, or maybe you are from there, but you have had many initiations. There's a lot of your Akashic record history and wisdom locked up, connected to the land and ocean and air and energy and vortexes of Patmos and of Greece for you. If you travel to Greece, it's going to be activation central, healing central for you. Like if you feel like Greece has been calling you, or you've already traveled there and you felt this deep connection, this is why. Because you're a Magdalene priestess. You're a sister, brother of the rose. You practice magic, witchcraft. It says the night, the moon, ghosts. This is all Hecate's energy. She has power. She had power over heaven, earth, and sea. She is like the triple moon crown. All of this stuff connects with you, and with Patmos too. Okay, you have extreme knowledge and wisdom of the occult. But like, and some of you guys maybe have had lifetimes where you've dabbled in the dark stuff. Okay, but like maybe you're like, it's a soul like lesson, and you like you realize and learn lessons about that. But what I'm seeing is light. I'm seeing alchemy of light. Okay. Hekate was a Titan goddess under Zeus. Again, this is all, she brings and bestows wealth and blessings. You could also be a Lyran starseed or connect with the star system of Lyra. You may also carry like some anger towards the reptilian or draconians, etc., because they destroyed their like original home, and there's been all kinds of stuff, and you know what I mean? So anyways, but this could all be connected to your lifetimes. So let me know how this resonates. The island of Patmos, go connect with it, go pull it up, read about it, learn about it, tune in with it, and see what you get. Thank you so much. Namaste.